मैं पूछ रहा था इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगी क्या हमें बाद में?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, सब मिलेगा।
ठीक है सर।
So shall we continue or we are waiting for?
Start, sir, now.
Okay. So hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to Networkings. And as you know, from today onwards, we'll be starting our Office 365 batch. So in today's session, we will talk about what is Office 365, why it is so popular nowadays, why it is being used widely in the organizations, what are the benefits, how we can get it, how we can use it in our lab purpose, right? And how to implement the configurations for our organization. Okay. So this course, the whole course is totally based on the live scenarios, right? Whatever is being used nowadays in company, right? How companies are using Office 365. So this module is totally based on that approach. 95% things will be covering on practical basis, and 5%, yes, wherever the theoretical knowledge is needed. So I'll be sharing the theory part or the theory, documents also. The whole PDF I'm going to share you. If you want to just deep dive into the topic, you can go through with the documents. You can go with the Microsoft official documents, and then it will help you out during your interviews, as well as if, let's say, you want to crack the exam. In that case also, those documents and the knowledge which I'm going to share with you all guys, it will help you out during your exam also. Okay, so let me just quickly share my screen. Hope it is visible for everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 365 administration, right? So first of all, we have to understand what is 365. So it is a offering, it is a software as a offering, software as a service offering by Microsoft. Nowadays, multiple things are on cloud. Pankaj, can you please mute yourself?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Nowadays, everyone is talking about cloud. Even if you want to configure the virtual machine, you want to configure your servers, right? You want to configure load balancer, you want to configure firewall, like whatever you have in your on premises data center, the same thing can be configured on cloud also. Now, cloud is nothing, cloud is also a data center. The thing is, you are just paying for the services. That's it. If you want to configure your server, if you want to use Azure Active Directory, right? So you are paying to the Microsoft. On the back end, the data center is managed by the, or it is being managed by the Microsoft only. You need not to worry about the hardware. You need not to worry about the power outages. You need not to worry about the network. You have to just pay whatever you are using. You have to pay for whatever you are using. Same way, the 365 model is also works on the same basis, in which you have to just take the license. You have to procure the license for 365, and then whatsoever hardware is needed to either manage your SharePoint, to manage your Exchange, to manage the Teams, to manage the security, all things, all hardware which is being used, it is managed by the Microsoft only. You have to just take the license, that's it. This is what software as a service. Like we have multiple cloud models, SaaS, PaaS, platform as a service, IaaS, infrastructure as a service, right? Same way, SaaS is there, which is software as a service. So once you will procure the license, right, you will be able to manage your teams, your exchange. No need to set up the infrastructure in your own environment or in your own data center. This is what 365 is. In simple words, right? So in 365, there are multiple things. So we will be covering around 7 to 8 modules in it. First of all, we'll talk about 365 services and its overview. How we can get the services, what and all type of licenses are that can be used, and how to get the license. So Microsoft always gives you the free trial of their products. Even if you'll talk about server images, you'll talk about any of the service which is Microsoft is offering, right? The beauty is they are giving you for a free trial, first of all. Same way, we are going to procure the free trial license. Initially, we'll be having it for 1 month, but we have the option to extend it for 1 more month. Right? So how we can procure it? That is very easy, right? You can just directly go to Google. Obviously, OneDrive also, Sumit. So you can directly go to Google and try to search for. Okay, there are multiple type of licenses like E3, E5, business premium. So depending upon the requirement or depending upon your company's budget, right, you are going to procure these license. We are going to work again on business premium. Even whosoever is in my Intune batch, right, over there also we procured the business premium license. So business premium comes with all the services. Either it would be Defender, it would be all 365 applications like Outlook, Word, Teams, right? Then it comes with Intune also. Okay, so we are going to procure business premium license. So you can write down on the Google Microsoft Business Premium Trial. Okay, so click on this first link and then you can see try for free. Okay, and if you want to see that what and all products you will be getting under this license, we can get the details of those stuff also. See, you have Word, you have Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, then you have Microsoft Loop. Okay, then this is your Outlook, then Exchange Online, then you have Teams, you have OneDrive, you have SharePoint, then Microsoft Editor, Entra ID, you have Windows license also, then Intune, then Defender, and then Microsoft Purview. So all the things you will be getting under this license. So I would recommend once we will start our classes, right? You should go with the business premium plan because we'll be getting everything under a single roof. No need to go for other one because sometime if you are going to procure E3, then in that case we will not be getting Entra ID license, and that is must for our classes because we are going to see multiple labs under Entra ID only. So it's better to go with business premium. Okay, so you can select try for free, and then you have to sign in using your Microsoft account. You can just create a simple account on Hotmail or Outlook. Okay, use that email ID while you are going to sign up on this page. I already have the license with this email ID, and if you want, I can show you, right? So this would be admin center where I'll be managing all my licenses for my company. Just for example, even in real time also, whenever you are going to work in the company, right? So the central console would be admin center. All the licenses, all the billing will be managed through this portal. So if you want to see in my case that what kind of license I have procured, so you can go to billing and then go to licenses. And see, I have Microsoft 365 Business Premium license, and it is valid for 1 month. So it is very easy, nothing. You have to just sign up, add your details, payment detail. You can add your credit card, right? And after that, you will get the 25 licenses under one subscription, which basically, if let's say you're going to work in company, then in company it will cost you around 1800 rupees, right? But in our case, we'll per license. Okay, but in our case we'll be getting it in free of cost, that and the license would be 25. That means you can assign the license to 25 users, and you can see I have already assigned the license and their available license are 18. 7 are already assigned to the users, because until or unless I am not going to assign the license, the user will not be able to use the services. Obviously, they will not be able to log in on Teams. They will not be able to access Outlook. They will not be able to access SharePoint, multiple things, right? Once we will assign the license, then only user will be able to use it. Now let's see how we can create a new user. Because see, the first module that we are talking about is totally based on the licensing, the tenant configuration, and the roles and responsibilities that can be assigned to the user. You can work on it, Nilesh, E5, right? But in E5, okay, let me check whether Entra ID is there or not. Microsoft under E5, I think Teams would not be there, but let's check it.
What is intra ID, sir?
Entra ID is Azure AD, Active Directory.
Okay.
Earlier it is called as Azure AD, but now they renamed it to Entra ID. I'll show you, don't worry. I'll show you. I'll give you the glimpse of all the portal today. And then once we will start our regular classes, then we will be talking about specifically on the Entra ID, the SharePoint, the OneDrive. So dedicated classes we are going to have on all these admin centers. Okay. Microsoft E5 license. Okay. Now see, if I am going with E5, let's see what all products we are getting under E5. E3, E5. Okay, Teams is there. But the thing is with E5, right, there is no option for the free trial. With E3, you can go with the free trial. So E5 is not giving you the option for the free trial. Okay. So that is why I am not using E5. So I'm using business premium. Okay. So if you'll go with E3, then with E3 also Android is there. You can go with E3. You can go with E3 if you want. Okay, so wherever you can see try for free, and you can see all the products are there. Mostly sometimes you will not get Teams in the license, but now yes, they have upgraded it. And with E3 you are getting Teams, share Teams at admin access also. So you can go with it. So now choice is yours, whether you want to go with E3 or you want to go with business premium. It is not going to make any impact, right? The same services you will be able to use under business premium, and the same services you will be able to use under E3 license. Now choice is yours, what you want to use. Okay, so hope I'm clear to you, Nilesh. Yes, Nilesh, any doubt? Okay, great. So these are the plans, guys, right, which you can select, or even you can check if let's say you have already the access of admin center in your company, then you can check what license you are using in your organization. Okay, chalo. So as of now, or even in our upcoming classes also, we mostly are going to focus on business premium license. Okay, now the users. Every time whenever new user comes into the organization or joins my organization, right? So I have to create, then only he will be able to access my company resources. इवन अगर आप देखो, आपको अपनी कंपनी के रिसोर्सेज एक्सेस करने हैं, आपको अपना शेयर पॉइंट एक्सेस करना है, या फिर आपको अपना कंपनी का कुछ फाइल सर्वर एक्सेस करना है, राइट? आप कैसे करते हो? कंपनी के ईमेल अकाउंट से, जो आपका बना होगा ईमेल अकाउंट. So same way, we have to create the email account. So while you are going to create the email account of the user, at that time itself, you are going to assign the license to the user. Okay, so you can go to active users, and then you can add your users. Select add a user, or you can import multiple user at a single time also. I will show you the process how we can do that. So select add a user, and now you can give the name, whatever name you want. Okay, so for example, I'm giving the name trainer, and the last name would be NK, display name also, and the username would be trainer NK. So this is my domain, guys, nkintune.shop. By default, you will be getting whenever you are going to create a new account. Okay, so at that time you will be getting the default domain, which would be .onmicrosoft.com. But obviously कंपनी में तो आप डॉट और माइक्रोसॉफ्ट नहीं यूज करोगे ना. इफ लेट्स से यू आर वर्किंग इन नेटवर्किंग्स, तो आपका नेम, यूजर नेम क्या होगा? user1@networkings.com, राइट? ऐसे ही अगर आप किसी और कंपनी में काम कर रहे हो, तो आपका जो यूजर नेम होगा दैट वुड बी user1@companyname.com, राइट? तो ये हाउ वी कैन ऐड अवर कस्टम डोमेन, I will let you know that process also. But as of now, I have already added for my Intune batch. So I'm just going with this domain name, which is nkintune.shop. Now go next. You can check on this if you want, or you can leave it. You can uncheck it as well. If you don't want that user should change the password at next logon, right? You can check on it and then go next. And now here comes the license part, guys. Assign user product license. Now read it. They may be limited or no access to Microsoft Soft 365 until you assign a product license. This is what I told, right? Until or unless you are not going to assign the license, the user will not be able to use your 365 services. Okay, so I will check on this Microsoft 365 Business Premium. Now, one license out of those 25, one license is assigned to this user. And if you want to customize the application which comes under 365, let's say you don't want the user will not be able to use Teams, just for example. Obviously, Teams is the major application which is being used in companies. But just for example, you don't want that this particular user will not be able to use Teams, or this particular user will not be able to access Word, Outlook. You can customize the product also for a particular user. How? You can see option apps, just expand it. And then you can see all licenses. Okay. So if I don't want business 365 apps means these Word, Excel, OneNote, PowerPoint, right? So if I'll uncheck it, the user will not be able to use those applications, right? But I'm just going to allow everyone. Hmm. Okay. So all these products comes under this business premium license. And if you want, you can customize. You can uncheck particular Microsoft Teams also, right? Now go next. Now this would be the roles, guys. See, it might possible that let's say you are working in IT department only, right? For now, I do have the global administrator rights on this whole admin center. मेरे पास पूरा कंट्रोल है अभी इसका because I am the global administrator. But if I want, the other person also should be able to log in onto admin center. Then I can assign the roles to them. क्योंकि जब रियल टाइम कंपनी में काम करेंगे इट माइट पॉसिबल कि हमारे टीममेट्स भी काम करे इस पोर्टल पे, अकेला मैं ही काम नहीं करूंगा. So depending upon their experience or depending upon the nature of work, I am going to assign the roles to this user also, or to upcoming users also, which is who are going to join our IT department. Obviously, to normal users, you are not going to assign the roles of these admin center. No need. Obviously, if someone is part of accounts department or someone is part of HR department, so why should I assign the admin access to them? They will be able to use all the products, but they will not be able to log in on admin center. Admin center is basically the central console through where you are going to manage your rules, your security, the users, the policies. तो उनका एक्सेस तो सिर्फ आईटी डिपार्टमेंट वालों को होना चाहिए ना, किसी और को क्यों देना है, राइट? So if you want to allow this user that he will be able to log in on your admin center, and now there are multiple admin centers. If you want to make him the Teams administrator, he will be able to manage only Teams. If you are going to make him as a SharePoint administrator, he will be able to manage only SharePoint. Just read the information. You can see I button, full access to SharePoint online, manages Microsoft 365 groups, manage service request and monitor service health. That's it. अगर इस यूजर को आप ये बोलो, मान लो आपने इसको शेयरपॉइंट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर का एक्सेस दे दिया, राइट? और अब आप ये बोलो कि ये बिलिंग भी कर पाए या फिर नया लाइसेंस भी प्रोक्योर कर पाए, he will not be able to do it. He can't do any other task apart from this SharePoint. If you are going to make him as a global administrator, then he can manage it. then he'll be having the rights to do all the things which I am able to do right now, because I am also a global administrator. This is basically called as delegate control. If anyone you was the part of my MCSA batch, right? Over there also we used to give the delegate control of our Active Directory, that who will be able to do what. If I want, the user should will be able to just create the user account. Apart from that, he will not be able to do anything. I can give the delegate control. So same way, for this also, you can allow the user that he will be able to do and at what extent he will be able to do the things. You can select and you can give the access to users. But it totally depends that user should be the part of IT department, right? To normal user, no, you should not assign the access to the normal users. Okay, so if I'm just going to make him as a global administrator, there are multiple things, right? You can read the information. Global reader can view all administrative feature and settings in all admin centers. He can just view, read. Apart from that, he will not be able to manipulate anything in the admin centers. Help desk administrator, what he will be able to do? Reset password and re-authentication for all non-admins and some admin roles. Manages service request and monitor service health. Now he just can reset the password. So same way, depending upon requirement, you're just going to assign the roles to your users. Okay, then go next. You have this also show all category. Now collaboration, Dynamics 365, Exchange Admin Center, Exchange Backup, multiple roles you have. So again, depending upon the requirement, Teams Administrator, again, you can see, okay, devices, Cloud Device Administrator, Printer Technician, Printer Administrator, Intune Administrator. You can assign the license. You can assign the access basically. This is read only, okay? This is security and compliance. If you want to give the access for your security defender and all, you want to run the scan, you want to create the policy for your defender, right? So that user will be able to do. But as of now, I have given the access of global administrator. That means he will be able to manage everything. Okay, go next and finish adding. Now using this user, I can log in on admin center. If you want to test, let's test it. Let me open it in the incognito window and admin dot cloud.microsoft, and then you have to give the user ID. Copy. Next. So password, as you can see, it is generated automatically. I have not given the particular password. So we have to copy it. So this would be the password and sign in. So we have selected that every time whenever user is going to log in very first time, right, he has to reset his password. Even this should be the process in real time also. है ना, कि आप यूजर को बोल रहे हो कि जब जैसे तू फर्स्ट टाइम लॉगिन करे अपना पासवर्ड तभी रीसेट कर लो अपने अकॉर्डिंग वट एवर यू वांट. Initially तो yes we have to give, right, but after first login he can give his password whatever he want. sign in. Now this is prompting me to enable MFA, multi-factor authentication. Most of you are already using Microsoft Authenticator application, है ना? कि first time whenever user will log in, he has to register himself under the Authenticator application. Why this is already applied in my admin center कि जब भी कोई यूजर फर्स्ट टाइम लॉगिन करे उसको अपना MFA रजिस्टर करना ही पड़ेगा. Okay, so go next. Yes, only admin can see that. Apart from that, the other users will not be able to see. Okay, so either you can use the Microsoft Authenticator, or if you have any other application like ForgeRock or any other authenticator application, you can register yourself in other applications also. But mostly आपका authenticator use होता है, so आप Microsoft Authenticator download करके you can register yourself. Okay, so I am going with the different app. I'm selecting set up a different authentication app and then go next. And here I am going to add my account. Okay, so it is added. Next, now to just verify whether this account is added correctly or not. So I have to give the one-time password that I will be able to see in the application. And then next. Now you can see Authenticator app added, then done. Stay signed in, yes. And now you can see I'm able to log in. Right? I can make the changes. If I want to launch any other admin center, I can launch it and I can access it. बट यही अगर नॉर्मल यूजर होता और उसको मैंने किसी एडमिन सेंटर का एक्सेस ना दिया होता तो ही विल नॉट बी एबल टू लॉग इन हेयर. Okay, so if I'll go to show all, here you will be able to see all admin centers. If you want to launch Entra ID, let's launch Entra ID. You can see identity, click on it. This is your Entra admin center.
हेलो.
Yes, please.
सर मुझे क्वेश्चन पूछना है.
Yes, go ahead.
सपोज करो मैं बिजनेस प्रीमियम लाइसेंस यूज कर रहा हूँ और उसमें मेरे पास है 10 लाइसेंस और जो मैंने सब्सक्रिप्शन ले रखा है वो 1 साल
ठीक
का
है.
है और वो मेरा अगले नेक्स्ट मंथ एक्सपायर होने वाला है. उसमें मैंने 10 लाइसेंस और ऐड कर लिए. तो ये जो मैंने 10 लाइसेंस ऐड करे हैं ये मेरे नेक्स्ट
हम्म
मंथ में ही एक्सपायर हो जाएंगे या मुझे
हम्म
1 साल का सब्सक्रिप्शन मिलेगा ये जो मैंने और एक्स्ट्रा 10 लाइसेंस ऐड किए हैं. मतलब इसका
एक साल के
सर
सब्सक्रिप्शन मिलता है. एक साल का ही
एक
मिलेगा.
साल का ही मिलेगा.
डिपेंडिंग अपॉन कि आप क्या कर रहे हो. आप पेमेंट प्लान कैसे ले रहे हो? मंथली प्लान ले रहे हो या आप ईयरली प्लान ले
एनुअली.
रहे हो? हाँ,
एनुअली.
एनुअली. हाँ, तो ठीक है. फॉर 1 ईयर यू विल बी गेटिंग द लाइसेंस.
नहीं लेकिन जो हमारा सब्सक्रिप्शन होता है जैसे कि मैंने माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की साइट पर पढ़ा है कि जो
हम्म
हमारा एग्जिस्टिंग सब्सक्रिप्शन है हम उसी में मतलब ऐड कर रहे हैं. तो
हाँ.
जो हमारी रिन्यूअल डेट है वो तो सेम ही रहेगी क्योंकि जो हमने एक्स्ट्रा 10 लाइसेंस ऐड किए हैं तो
हम्म
उसके लिए हमें 1 मंथ के लिए ही पे करना पड़ेगा. तो ये ऐसा है क्या, ये पॉसिबल है?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता. जिस जिस दिन से आपने प्रोक्योर किया लाइसेंस उस टाइम से आपका
हम्म.
स्टार्ट होता है एनुअल सब्सक्रिप्शन. लेट्स से अगर मैं कल कोई लाइसेंस परचेज कर रहा हूँ तो
हेलो.
कल से मेरी लाइसेंस की डेट स्टार्ट होगी. Am I clear? Okay. So this would be the Entra ID portal. Right? And here I can launch other admin centers also, like Teams. Obviously, Sumit, the extra cost, obviously he has to bear it, right? So this would be Teams admin center. Now the user has the global admin rights. That is why he is able to launch, and that is why he is able to see all these options. And he can make the changes as well. Right? Same way he can launch SharePoint. Now this would be the SharePoint, right? You can create your own SharePoint website and the users will be able to access your site. But easily you can create it, right? Drag and drop options available hai, right? You can write down, you can make the changes, you can add the images, you can change the font, everything. Like जैसे एक normal आपको website दिखती है, the same internal website for your company you can create it. But that website or basically that SharePoint can be accessed within your organization only, or only the users who are the part of your company, they will only be able to access the SharePoint. जैसे इंटरनेट और इंट्रानेट होता है ना, the same thing is there also. Within the organization आप access कर सकते हो. और even यहाँ पे बहुत सारी settings भी आती है आपके पास. Once you will configure it, you can define कि आपके नेटवर्क से ही, आपके कंपनी के नेटवर्क से ही SharePoint accessible हो. That also can be defined under the security. कि अगर रिक्वेस्ट आपकी कंपनी की पब्लिक आईपी से आ रही है, then only the user will be able to open SharePoint, else he will not be able to. और बहुत सारी कंडीशन है. अगर यूजर इंडिया से एक्सेस कर रहा है तभी SharePoint खुले, किसी और लोकेशन से कर रहा है SharePoint ना खुले. Multiple things are there. Even this is applicable for your Teams and Outlook also. अगर एक particular user, आप if you want to define the location, that if user is accessing it from India, then only the user will be able to open Outlook, else he will not be able to.
ये तो सर हम
वो डिस्कस
कंडीशनल
करेंगे.
एक्सेस के हेल्प से करेंगे ना.
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट, वो बहुत सारी चीजें आएंगी. वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग इन द फ्यूचर. आज के लिए जस्ट we are just talking about the brief introduction, that's it. Okay, so now these are
ओके सर.
multiple admin centers which will be covering in our upcoming classes. Okay, so user create करना है, license assign करना है, license procurement करना है, that all we have discussed so far. Now let's go to our PPT. Okay, so module 1 covers 365 services and its services. Overview and its services. Okay, then we have tools and techniques. You can access this thing through PowerShell also. What and all types of administrative portals are, जो मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी दिखाया कि कितने पोर्टल्स हैं, राइट? कैसे लॉन्च करना है उनको. और एडमिन सेंटर्स, ये देखो. Then configure role-based administration and manage permissions effectively. This is what we did. है ना? हमने क्या किया? हमने global admin rights दिए यूजर को. That is why the user is able to access. Same way, अगर आप रीडर एक्सेस देते हो, अगर आप टीम्स एक्सेस देते हो, तो पर्टिकुलरली वो सिर्फ टीम्स मैनेज कर पाएगा. So what and all common troubleshooting process are, that also we'll be discussing in our module 2. Even mostly तो आज हमने ये कर ही लिया है, that what and all types of portals are, access are, है ना? But don't worry, during our classes also we'll be covering it again, and we'll see some more examples. Okay. Then we have module 3, directory synchronization, the major part, guys. Synchronization of your on premises domain controller to enter ID. Ab, let's say I have 50,000 users already in my organization. देखो enter ID तो अभी आया है, right? पहले तो हम क्या यूज कर रहे थे, ऑन प्रीम एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी यूज कर रहे थे. So over there only I'm going to create my users account. So if I have 50,000 users already in my on-prem Active Directory, I want them to move on to my Enter ID. Now it is not possible to create the 50,000 account one by one. That is why Microsoft has given us the option that we can synchronize our on-prem AD to the cloud AD. जहां मैं cloud AD की बात कर रहा हूं, that is Enter ID. ठीक है, तो confuse मत होना. Sometime I used to say it as cloud AD, so it is like Enter ID only I'm talking about. Synchronization. So in this lab or in this module, we will create our on-prem Active Directory, our on-prem domain controller, and we will create some users account. And then those users, we are going to synchronize with our Azure Active Directory or Enter ID. That is the major thing. Because mostly the companies are now going to 365 model, right? But if they have already their setup in the domain controller, already they have users in their domain controller. So how easily and effectively we can synchronize with the Enter ID? That is what we are going to do in this module, which is module 3. So you can see hands-on lab include configuring Azure AD Connect. Okay, now there is no option of Azure AD Connect. They have changed the process. We will discuss about it, don't worry. And then we will manage users, groups, and everything. And even whatever the passwords they will be having for the on-prem Active Directory, the same passwords also we can synchronize with the Enter ID. मतलब यूजर को तो पता भी नहीं लगेगा कि Enter ID पे चला गया है वो. That we will be aware of क्योंकि हमने किया है वो. User will be able to use all the services. User will be able to log in with the same password which he was using earlier with the on-prem Active Directory. Right? So what and all options we'll be getting during the synchronization, that I will let you know during our classes. Okay. So this would be module 3. Then module 4, Exchange Online Administration. Who can send you the email? To whom you can send the email? You want to block some particular domain कि इस domain से email ना आए आपकी company के अंदर. That is also a major challenge, guys, nowadays. Because yes, no doubt, cloud services है, पर emails, unwanted emails ही बहुत आती हैं account पे. So how we can specify whether it is authenticate or authentic one or not? These all things we are going to define in our Exchange portal. How to create the mailboxes, how to create shared mailbox. आजकल आप देख रहे होंगे shared mailbox आते हैं. Even if let's say आपकी कंपनी में एमडी है या सीईओ है, राइट? सो वो अगर आपको कोई ईमेल भेज रहा है तो सीधा आपने देखा होगा ईमेल उसके अकाउंट से नहीं आता, मतलब आता उसके अकाउंट से है, बट नीचे लिखा होता है ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ. मतलब जो सीईओ की सेक्रेटरी है, राइट, दे कैन सेंड द ईमेल ऑन देयर बिहाफ. ऑब्वियसली उनके पास तो इतना टाइम नहीं है ना कि यूजर्स के साथ या फिर इंटरेक्ट करे. ओके, सो दे विल बी हैविंग some persons who are going to manage their mailbox on their behalf. If let's say you are creating someone is working on a project, right? What you can do, you can create the shared mailbox of that project, and that shared mailbox you can attach it with multiple users who are working in that project, so that everyone should be on the same page, everyone should be on the same platform, that yes, क्या प्रोग्रेस है, क्या ईमेल्स हैं, क्या क्या सब कुछ जो भी कम्युनिकेशन हो रहा है, everyone should be aware of under a single mailbox. If let's say someone is going to leave the organization, resign डाल दिया, but his mailbox is important for us, what we can do, again, we can convert his mailbox to the shared mailbox, and then that shared mailbox can be attached either to his manager or to any other user account. And for shared mailbox you need no license. ठीक है ना? अगर मैं किसी यूजर का मेलबॉक्स शेयर्ड मेलबॉक्स बना रहा हूं, सो इन दैट केस आई नीड नो लाइसेंस फॉर दैट.
हेलो
यस प्लीज.
सर, अगर किसी यूजर का मेल बॉक्स हमने शेयर्ड मेल बॉक्स में कन्वर्ट कर दिया
हम्म.
और उसके बाद हमने उस यूजर को डिलीट कर दिया और डिलीट यूजर्स में से भी जाके डिलीट कर दिया,
ठीक है,
तो वो जो शेयर्ड मेल बॉक्स है वो अवेलेबल रहेगा कि वो भी डिलीट हो जाएगा?
बिल्कुल रहेगा वो, क्योंकि आपने उसको शेयर्ड बना
तो
दिया. दैट वुड बी
ठीक
देयर.
है। और सर,
मोस्टली
उसका
क्या
जो
होता है,
वन ड्राइव का
ओके,
डेटा है
हम्म,
उसका क्या होगा? जो वन ड्राइव का डेटा है
उसको भी मैं रख सकता हूँ.
वो भी अवेलेबल रहेगा, जैसे कि हम
यस,
उसमें वन ड्राइव का एक शेयर लिंक बना देते हैं और वो हम उसके मैनेजर को शेयर कर देते हैं, तो
हाँ, इट
मैनेजर
वुड बी
को
देयर.
उसके वन ड्राइव का पूरा एक्सेस मिल जाता है। तो
यस, इट
सपोज
वुड बी
करो
देयर.
अगर हमने यूजर को डिलीट कर दिया तो वन ड्राइव का एक्सेस भी रहेगा,
सब रहेगा.
सारी फाइल्स रहेंगी वन ड्राइव की भी।
यस. और फर्स्ट थिंग,
हम्म।
whenever any user leaves the organization, हम क्या करते हैं, हम उसको डिलीट ना करके उसका लाइसेंस अनअसाइन कर देते हैं,
करेक्ट।
rather than deleting, because mostly what I have seen in the companies, right, rather than deleting the account, we used to unassign the and rest. If I need the mailbox data, if I need the laptops data also, if I need the OneDrive data also, everything I can get. As an administrator, I can make the arrangements and there is not an issue. I can get the data.
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
Okay. Even if
यार
get the data
सुनिए
back.
सर।
Yes,
यार
please.
अगर मैं किसी यूजर को अनलाइसेंस कर दूं तो वो
Hmm.
कितने टाइम तक हमारा अनलाइसेंस रहेगा और डिलीट नहीं होगा, उसका डेटा हम उसको यूज करते रहेंगे?
90 days.
90 डेज, ओनली 90 डेज। आफ्टर
Yes.
90 डेज वो अपने आप से डिलीट हो जाएगा, जिसको मैंने अनलाइसेंस किया, नॉट डिलीट।
User delete नहीं होगा, user तो पड़ा रहेगा Enter ID में.
ओके
But the
तो
data, whatever you are asking, that would be till 90 days.
ओके वो इट मे बी वन ड्राइव, ईमेल्स, टीम्स।
वो different different matter करता है. That I will
ओके
let you know. Okay.
ओके। Thank you.
Yeah. Ultimately, we will be able to get the things. No worry about that. मैं आपको बार बार बोल रहा हूँ, लैपटॉप का डेटा भी निकाल सकता हूँ मैं, वन ड्राइव का निकाल सकता हूँ मैं, और मेल बॉक्सेस एंड ऑल, एवरीथिंग आई कैन रिकवर.
अगर सर शेयर्ड मेल बॉक्स में कन्वर्ट किया यूजर को तो फिर तो डेटा परमानेंट रहेगा ना?
जब तक मैं शेयर्ड मेल बॉक्स डिलीट नहीं करूंगा तब तक रहेगा.
तब तक रहेगा. और जो भी आप बता रहे हैं कि उसका वन ड्राइव लैपटॉप वगैरह का सारा डेटा मैं कलेक्ट कर सकता हूँ, वो तो हम ई डिस्कवरी से करते हैं ना?
हाँ, वो बहुत ऑप्शंस हैं, बट यस, अल्टीमेटली आई कैन गेट द डेटा एंड आई कैन कीप इट वेर एवर आई वांट.
ओके.
ओके, या.
तो मतलब ऐसी कोई कंडीशन नहीं है कि अगर शेयर्ड मेल बॉक्स में कन्वर्ट किया है तो 90 डेज रहेगा उसका डेटा या
नहीं
कुछ?
नहीं नहीं नहीं, जब तक मैं नहीं डिलीट कर रहा शेयर्ड मेल बॉक्स तब तक नहीं जाएगा.
ओके.
ओके.
Yeah,
यस.
excuse me.
सो या प्लीज.
Yeah, someone I understood what you're saying because I know Hindi. So can you explain what they
Yeah,
asked?
actually, they are just asking whether there would be the option to recover the data if, let's say, someone is going to leave the organization. So in that scenario, will I be in a position to get the data back? So this is what I answered, that it is possible. I can get the data either from the OneDrive or from laptop, or I can get the emails. Everything I can retain it. I think there would be not any issue while I'm going to recover the things.
After deleting the user also you're saying, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So admin can pull the data.
Yes, we can get it. We can pull it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So this would be your Exchange Online administration. Okay. There would be multiple things, guys. Inflow mail, outflow mail. If someone is going to, yes, please.
सर सॉरी, एक्चुअली क्वेश्चन मुझे ये पूछना था कि समटाइम्स क्या होता है कि यूजर बोलता है कि वो किसी पर्टिकुलर को मेल ड्रॉप करता है तो उसकी मेल ना बाउंस हो जा रही है,
Hmm.
तो उसका क्या रीजन होता है मेल बाउंस का?
It might possible कि वो
जबकि हमने
डोमेन
बैकएंड पे कोई पॉलिसी अपडेट नहीं की हुई है.
डोमेन ब्लॉक करा रखा होगा, या
बट
फिर
टाइम तो
डिफेंडर ने ब्लॉक कर दिया होगा, डिफेंडर को लगा होगा कि नहीं ये तो वल्नरेबल है,
मतलब कि
उसने
वो
ब्लॉक कर दिया
यूजर
होगा.
यूजर एंड की साइड से होगा या अपनी साइड से?
हमारी साइड से.
ओके.
हम्म.
मतलब डिफेंडर का, और दूसरा क्या बताया आपने?
डोमेन ब्लॉक हो सकता है, वो पर्टिकुलर डोमेन ब्लॉक हो सकता है.
अपनी साइड से?
आप हमने ब्लॉक कर, बिल्कुल.
नहीं,
या
अपनी साइड से कोई पॉलिसी
किसी ने
अपडेट नहीं
अगर
की हुई.
रिपोर्ट कर दिया,
हम्म.
ऐसे नहीं होता. अगर कोई रिपोर्ट कर देता है तो दैट मीन्स इट वुड बी ब्लॉक्ड ऑटोमेटिकली इफ समवन इज रिपोर्टिंग इट.
ओके.
ओके, या. Yeah, inflow mail, outflow mail. Who can send you the email? Who can't send you the email? If someone is sending you the email with the attachments or with the links, URLs, right? So it should be scanned first. That also we can define. Multiple things would be there, guys, under Exchange Online. We'll be discussing in the classes. Then you have module 5, which would be business teams. Teams administration, guys. Creating teams group, Microsoft groups, right? Project groups, how to manage the teams, how it should look like. That will be doing in our teams administration. Yeah, Skype is not being used now. Earlier companies were using Skype, right? But now Teams is there. So how to manage the teams, how to design the teams, that we'll be discussing in this module. Then we have module 6, SharePoint. Again, the major thing. How to create the site. How users can comment on your site. Basically, let's say mostly kaha, if let's say uh, your HR want to publish any news. So what they can do, they can publish on the SharePoint itself. If let's say there is any upcoming event, football match, cricket match, right? That can be published under the site. So how to create the sites, what and all types of site collections are, that we'll be discussing here. Then we have compliance and security, which is again the major thing that I explained you, right? That if let's say someone is sending you the email with the attachments or with the links, you want it should be scanned first. You want to define that rule.
Can you stop the email, sir? Suppose it is attaching with your URL or some attachments there.
We can block it at that time itself.
Okay.
If it is suspected, right, it would be blocked automatically by the defender. We need not to worry about.
Okay. Okay.
This is something defender is going to take care of. And whenever defender feels like that it is suspected, it will block at the moment itself. But
So in here, you're
if
gonna show us how to defender as well.
yeah, exactly, it would be there
Okay, thank you.
because this thing can be modified or can be created under the defender only. Okay, so obviously we'll be covering this thing. That is the again major part. Configuration of all these things, that is fine, but we have to make the secure environment. Everywhere security matters, even if you're talking about other cloud platform also, your Azure also, right, or AWS or even on-prem, right, you should have security in place. So that is the major thing to secure the environment, to get the good score. Okay, guys, every time, see, whenever we will do the configuration, right, so defender is going to give a score for our configurations, that how secure our environment is, 70%, 80%. So if let's say the score is low, means let's say 70% the score is, right, minimum it should be above 90. Okay, but if let's say it is giving the score as 70%, then along with the score, it will give you the solution also, that how you can improve the score or what and all steps you can take in order to increase the score.
So total which area we should improve the security, right?
Exactly. So mostly we'll try to make the secure environment, right, based on the configuration that we are going to do in our labs. So we will try to get the good score, but if not, obviously we can follow the rules, we can follow the process which Microsoft is giving us. And then by following that process, definitely we'll be able to get the good score on our configurations. All right. So these modules, guys, which are important for the 365 administration, around 7 modules we'll be covering. And it is, as mentioned earlier also, it is going to be a weekend batch and the timings would be 11 a.m. IST, Saturday and Sunday. And further information like regular classes, I do believe it should be from tomorrow, or the team will let you know about the regular classes. And if now, whatever the queries you have, the platform is open and you can just unmute yourself and just do let me know if you have any query.
From 11 a.m. to 1 hour or 2 hour class per week.
Sorry, Dinesh.
Oh, class hour will be 1 hour or 2 hours, sir.
2 hours, minimum 2 hours. Then only we'll be able to cover it within 1 month or 1.5 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or sometime if let's say some configurations are taking time, then it can go up to 2.5 also. But
Yeah,
don't
that's
worry.
fine.
Yeah. But don't worry, if it would be 2.5, then I'll give you a 10 to 15 minute break also in between.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
So class time would be changed, like 12 o'clock should be okay, or
Sorry.
instead of 11, can you start 12?
that is something you need to check with networkings. They will let you know if it is
Thanks.
possible or not. Yeah. I'm not the right person for that.
Thanks.
Yeah, there is question in the chat how it is done in the process migration from on-premises server to Azure AD. Sumit, it is very easy, right? So, okay, let me just show you. Guys, please don't annotate, please. Let me remove it. Hmm. All right. Synchronization, migration of on-prem AD to the cloud. It is very easy. Okay. So let me just show you that for my Intune batch, right? I already did this thing, right? So for now, I'm just going to show you that part. Please write all the admin center web addresses here in chat. Sumit, okay. So once you will procure Sumit, you will be able to get all the admin center URLs, right? So I don't think so it is so difficult to get it. So everything is there, right? So this would be for Teams. This would be for your Enter ID. And then Intune, no. Azure, no. Enter ID, I have already given you. SharePoint. This would be for SharePoint, admin.sharepoint.com. All right. And Teams, SharePoint. Okay, this would be for admin center. Yeah, you can try and then. Okay, so guys, if I'll go to the users, active users, right? You can see some of the users account, user 1, user 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So these all are my on-premises users. Let me show you. Users. Okay, now can you see this on-premises? For some of the users, you can see no, but for these user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see on-premises yes. So what does it mean? It means that these users are synchronized from my on-prem Active Directory, from my on-prem domain controller. I created a domain controller, and over there, I created 5 users account, and then using synchronization service, I got all my on-prem account to the cloud. So it is very easy. There is no big deal to configure this thing. Okay. And to just give you some idea, just give me a moment. I'm just going to stop my screen share. $99. All right, I'm just going to reshare it. Okay, guys, right? So this server I'm using for my Intune batch, right? So over there, I configured one domain controller. Let me start it. Meanwhile, let me turn off these machines. Okay, so this one is my on-prem domain controller. It is a bit slow because since long I have not started this machine. So even our initial days, like once you'll start our batch, right? So even you have to set up your domain controller. And one more thing, guys, you have to purchase one domain also. Okay, so you're able to see that already I have added my domain, which is nkintune.shop, right? So same way you have to purchase it. So you can go to GoDaddy and you can purchase a domain. And how to get it in very low price, that also I will let you know. So no need to go with .com or no need to go with .co.in. Just try to get the .shop, .online, like that. Try to purchase it and you will get it hardly in 150 rupees for 1 year. I purchased it in 124 rupees. Okay, so it will give you the real idea, because in company you're not going to use on Microsoft. You're going to have your own domain. So how to add your own domain, how to get it verified, you should be aware of that process. Because if let's say you are going to be the part of any migration from on-prem to cloud, then obviously you have to verify your domain. You should be the owner of the domain, then only you will be able to verify it. So for that, what you can do, you can just go to GoDaddy and try to search for some weird names, right? And then you will be able to get it in, sometime you can get it in 80 rupees also for 1 year. And that is more than enough to perform our labs or to get the idea on the things. Okay. So GoDaddy, you have to create some your account, or you can go to, you can get it from Hostinger also. There are multiple vendors from where you can get this product. GoDaddy. Hmm. Meanwhile, let me see what's going on with our machine. Yeah, it's done. Okay. So if I log in into it, so the same domain name I have used when I created this domain controller, which is in nkintune.shop. Okay. And now I can log in and I'll show you that whatever users I have created that are visible in our Entra ID. Meanwhile, let's go back to GoDaddy and try to search any, for example, NK Office 365 batch. Search. No need to go for .com. Okay. Let's try getting something else. See guys, .shop, I'm getting it in 87 plus GST. It will cost you around 124 rupees. Okay. Like that, you can get the domain name. So during our first class, if you're getting the domain, if you're purchasing the domain, it would be helpful for you so that we will be able to see how we can add our custom domain under our admin center. And then using the custom domain, we will be able to create our users account. All right.
Saiti sir, so
Yes,
just help
please.
me out understanding this domain. If we buy, right,
Huh? Huh?
can we first configure it on the like my own on-prem and then kind of onboarded on this cloud one as well, and then
Yes.
into yeah.
Yes. Yeah, choice is yours. If you want to create domain controller first with this domain,
Hmm.
that is
Hmm.
also fine. Or
Hmm.
if you are going to add it first in the enter ID and then you are creating the domain controller, that is also fine.
That is also fine. And
Yeah.
if I'm creating my own domain controller, do I need to buy this or no? Not required at that time.
Yes, if let's say you want to create it with the same name, then obviously you should be the owner of it.
I should be like okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay. So this one is my on-prem Active Directory server. Now let me launch the directory services. So most of you are already aware of this domain controller process because already I do think so you were part of my MCSA batch, right? So it is not difficult for you to understand this thing. I'll sort this out. It is behaving very slow today, but don't worry. So we will sort it out. Yeah, so I will launch directory services. The shortcut to launch directory services dsa.msc. And for this Office 365, guys, I'm going to create a classroom, right? Over there, you will be able to get the documents, the study material, the interview questions. Okay, so everything you can get it from the classroom. You can download it and you can keep it with you. Now see my domain name, that is nkintune.shop. So I created the domain controller with the same domain name which I purchased from GoDaddy, and I created some users account here. User 12345. Now if I'll create one more user here, that user also will be synchronized with my enter ID because I already configured this. Okay, so let's take one example. Let me create one user account. Test user. All right. test user. Next. Next. Finish. So I added one account here, right? Now I have to run the synchronization service because now only I started this machine. So what I will do, I will synchronize it. So how to set up all these things from scratch, we'll be discussing in our lectures only. Okay. For now, I'm just showing you, I'm just giving you the clarity that how it can be done.
So each and every time we have to sync this manually, right? Or it will automated process.
No, it has automated process also.
Okay. So can we schedule or don't we say for some time?
Yes, we can schedule it as well. And every 1 hour it used to synchronize with the enter ID.
Okay.
Yeah. Suspended, because I just stopped it since long, right? Okay, anyways, let me do one thing then.
And the timing can be defined, correct?
Yes, we can do that.
Thank you.
Where is sync service? Sync. It's too slow here. Run the synchronization service. It's a bit slow today, but don't worry, we will do it very smoothly once we will start the class. All right, and let me just run the full synchronization. There is delta synchronization or there is full synchronization. What delta will do, whatever the changes are made since last synchronization, it is just going to synchronize those changes only. Okay, but I will just run the whole scan.
Incremental backup, right?
Sorry.
It's like incremental backup.
Yes. It might take some time here. It's very slow. Full synchronization. Let's run full synchronization and then okay. Okay. Okay, I just started it. Now let's wait for test user to come in.
So do we need any public IPs to sync?
Yeah, obviously on the domain controller, internet is running, right?
Yeah.
So it should have the internet connectivity.
Now, I'm asking public IP. Do we need any public IP or just internet is enough?
Sorry.
Do we need any public IP or internet is enough?
So how internet works? On public IP only it works, na?
Asking what kind of public IP we have to purchase. So without public IP also I am getting broadband.
I think you're getting confused, right? So,
No,
okay.
for synchronization I'm asking.
Huh?
For
Huh?
synchronization, do you need public IP or automatically work when synchron is there?
If let's say the domain controller has the private IP, okay?
Yeah.
But if we configure the NAT, so obviously through NAT we'll be getting internet on the private IP also, yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Then the requester is going to travel through public IP only, which is configured on the router.
Okay, I understand something. Leave it, not an issue.
The thing is, dedicated public IP, you need not to purchase the dedicated public IP for the synchronization. If the server is configured with the private IP, but you have configured the NAT service, then also you can do the synchronization.
Okay.
Okay. Ultimately, it should have the internet connectivity. That's it. Either
Yes.
you can configure the direct public IP or you are getting the internet through NAT. Both will work.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it will gonna take time, but the process is like this only, guys, right? As soon as you are just going to do it, so you will get the synchronization of the users, whatever the new user account you have created, it would be automatically uh, synchronized with your enter ID. Okay, now how to set up this thing, how to do this thing from scratch, I will let you know during the class. All right. Now, whatever your queries are, either you can post it in the chat or you can get it clarified from the networkings. You can connect with your mentors and then they will help you out. The timings and all, whatever your issues have, right? Just try to connect with them. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon and then we're gonna start with our first class. Any doubt, any question you have? No
I have a
doubts?
question.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Do we require any prerequest for this course?
Just the knowledge of Active Directory, AD.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Thanks.
Rest I will take care.
So what about the global certification part for this course?
Yes, you can write MS 102.
102, right? MS 102?
Yes, exactly, 102. Yep. Okay, so let's wrap up for today. And then for next class, you will be getting the information from the networkings. And whatever your doubts or whatever your queries are, right, just try to write it down and then definitely we're going to discuss it during the class, as well as if you want to get clarified it with the networkings, you can just connect with them. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah, sure.
So thanks for joining this session. I'll see you soon. Try to
guys,
write it
अगर
down
किसी
and
ने
then
enroll करना है
definitely
तो मैं उनका डिटेल्स
we're
पिक
going to
कर रहा हूँ.
discuss
You
it
can
during the class as well
contact
as
us.
So can you come again, please?
Sir, I'm sharing one number. If in case they are interested to enroll, they can directly approach teams to enroll for this particular course. Okay, 1 minute. So this is the number, guys. You can directly say hi on the WhatsApp and you'll get the idea about the costing and all. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Great. All right, guys. Thanks for joining this session. And just do let us know your feedbacks about this session. So it would be helpful for us to improve our, you know, skills and like whatever like you will feel like just be open and just share your feedbacks.
And guys,
Thank
like
you, everyone.
we are starting like this is Microsoft 365. On weekdays, we are starting a Hindi batch for Azure 104 also. Same Saitya sir is starting that batch also. So, जो भी interested है, they can check. And sir, इनका क्या coordination रहेगा? For example, if somebody is taking Office 365 and Azure, so that is going to be a beneficial for these guys or not?
Exactly. See, as I mentioned, Office 365, right? It is a cloud model, right? Same way, you have to manage your server, you have to manage your firewalls, you have to manage the network. So for that, you have to learn AZ104. You have to learn AZ500 for security. You have to learn AZ700 for networking. So obviously, it is going to help you out because we will be covering Entra ID in this Office 365, right? The same thing would be there in Azure also. So you will get the clarity. You will get the real-time knowledge on the servers also, on the Azure also, Azure 104 also, that companies, how they are configuring their infrastructure, how they are managing their security, how they are managing their networking, how they are managing their load balancers, how they are managing their web servers. Multiple things would be there in 104 also. And I think next week we have the 104 demo session. So I would recommend you to all join that demo session as well. Over there, you'll get to know what and all topics we'll be covering in 104 and the benefits that you can get after doing 104 or after doing all the modules of Azure, basically.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Hi,
everyone. Thank
Saitya
you.
sir. Good afternoon.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Sir Mukul